We are now on our first part of the video on the principles of growth and development. First and foremost, let's distinguish growth from development. When we say growth, it is quantitative, while development refers to the qualitative change. So when a person says, I am bigger than yesterday, I am taller than yesterday, I am fatter today than yesterday, my head is bigger today, no? These are what we call as growth because they are numerical. No? They pertain to a quantitative change in persons. So usually, class, these are the aspects of weight, height, no? Pressure, maybe. So that's growth. Okay. On the aspect of development, this refers to the changes in the qualities of a person. So they are qualitative. So maybe before our lecture, this is your quality as a student nurse, but after our lecture, definitely you are better than few minutes ago. And you will see that later on. So that's the distinction between growth and development. Growth is quantitative, development is qualitative. What are the important principles of growth and development? Number one, growth and development is continuous from the day that we are born. So it is continuous from womb to tomb. Meaning to say, it does not stop. Some may say, sir, wa naman lagi ko ni tubo, no? Akong height, 4'1". Nya, karon 4'1" gihapon. Oh. Di day, continuous, sir. Well, on that aspect, perhaps, yes, niungot ka, wa siguro ka matugog udto ingon si mama or wa nimo butang star margarine imuhang kanon, di ba? Star margarine pampadako sa height, di ba? Mama na. Hapit pa sa'yo. So, so it's a continuous process. No, it's a continuous process from the day that we are born. Meaning you might not grow in terms of height today, but definitely the qualities, remember, we are not just focused on quantity, there is also a qualitative aspect to it. Okay? Number two, it proceeds on an orderly sequence, meaning you expect a child to run after he learns to walk and not otherwise. You cannot say nga, makibaw na gindi siya mo, lakaw ay kay kusog naman kay mudagan. Di ba ka mo ingon o gingon ana, di ba? So you can predict what's next because growth and development proceeds in an orderly sequence. If a child can hold a jumbo pencil, you can predict that later on that child will be able to hold a pen, a regular pen or a regular pencil, di ba? So it comes in an orderly sequence. If a child learns how to sit with support, you know next that he can sit without support because it is orderly. Okay? Next, growth and development happens at different rates. Meaning, class, some systems in the body develop fast while others are latent or does not develop at all at this particular stage. Maybe at a later stage. For example, at the time of birth, during the first 2 years of life, the system that is highly active is the neurologic system. That's why I said that your brain at the end of the second year of life is almost the same the size of that of an adult. Ingon ana kapaspas ang pagtubo sa imuhang utok at the first 2 years of life. Question, nitubo ba ang utin during the first 2 years of life? Nitubo ba ang tutoy during the first 2 years of life? Di ba dili? Because this growth and development are expected to happen during puberty. So precisely my point, class. There are some systems in the body that develops fast at a particular rate while others are not developing at all. Your brain does not grow any larger once you reach puberty, but your penis grows larger during puberty. Okay? You develop menstruation, paspas, active ang atong reproductive system. But what about the size of the brain? Does it grow? Not anymore. Because if your brain grows, that would just lead to increased intracranial pressure because if there is a brain growth without a corresponding increase in the size of the skull, musaka ang imong pressure sa utok. Di naman na mudako ang skull kay mo close naman tong imuhang sutures. So precisely my point, class. There are some systems in the body that develops at a fast rate while other systems are latent. Okay? So sa first 2 years of life, uptake ang neuro, latent ang repro. Pag abot sa puberty, hinay ang neuro, pero paspas ang reproductive system. Now, growth and development proceeds in a cephalocaudal pattern, meaning growth and development is expected to happen from the head to the chest to the abdomen, going downwards until the toes of your feet. Because growth and development proceeds from head to tail or head to toe. You call it cephalocaudal. To give you a very clear example, class, is the manner by which our big muscle groups develop. If you look at how big muscle groups develop or the gross motor skills development, you will see that tinuod di ay, cephalocaudal di ay ang growth and development. Okay? Sa gross motor skills. Now look at this. These are the gross motor skills, no? The big muscle groups. If you look at it, class, tanawa ha, 1, reflex. 1 month, ang bata magsalid sa reflex. Naa sa utok, inig 1. Inig 2, maalsa na niya ang iyang ulo. Inig 3, maalsa na ang ulo kutob sa chest. Pero inig 4, makabango na ang bata from the head to the chest to the abdomen. So 1 brain, 2 head, 3 head, chest, 4 head, chest, abdomen. Ug pangutanon mo, when can a child lift his head? 2 months. When can a child lift his chest and head? 3 months. His abdomen, 4 months. Because growth and development is cephalocaudal. 1 brain, 2 head, 3 head, chest, 4 head, chest, abdomen, 5. Abdomen naman ta, 5. Buko-buko, back. Meaning, the newborn or the infant can turn from front to back. Makakulob. Ang problema, di na sila kabalik. Not strong enough. So in 6 months, they can turn from front to back but not able to return. Kano sa amaday sila maka-return? In 6 months na. And we call that rollover. Magligid-ligid na ang bata in 6 months. Again, 1 brain, 2 head, 3 head, chest, 4 head, chest, abdomen, 5 front to back, 6 roll over. Channel 7. Channel 7. When you watch Channel 7 on the TV, you would want to sit down and watch TV with somebody else. Nindot man ang magtanaw TV nga naay tupad, magkuot-kuot og popcorn, di ba? Or piatos, or Pringles. Diba, dindot man ang naay kauban. Ganahan din mo, kamuray magkuot-kuot o popcorn. Oh. So, at 7 months, you sit with support. But at 8 months, you can sit alone. Again, 1. Brain. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, channel 7, sit with support. 8, sit alone. 8, nanata sa lubot. Sit man. Unsay sunod sa lubot? Tuhod. 9, roll. Sunod sa tuhod, tiil. 10, stand. 11, look at my fingers. Walk with support. And 12, you walk alone. Basic. So pangutanon mo, kano sa makalingkod, kano sa makakamang, kano sa mulakaw, kano sa roll over, it's there. These are the gross motor skills and it's easy to memorize because growth and development is from head to toe. All together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, channel 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are your gross motor skills. An example that growth and development is cephalocaudal. Next class. Growth and development proceeds from proximal to distal. Meaning, the direction is from proximal to distal. In other words, from dool sa tunga or the central areas of the body, palayo sa central areas of the body. So if this is your anatomical position, nakaana ka class. My question is, which is proximal and which is distal between the palms and the fingers? You say the palms are proximal to the fingers, but the fingers are distal to the palms. Ba? Now, If growth and development is proximo-distal, which do you think would develop first? Is it my palm or my fingers? Wow. Why? Because the palms are proximal to the fingers and the fingers are distal to the palms. Meaning to say, if you would be asked, which would be developed first among infants? Would it be the ability to hold a cup this way or the ability to hold a pen this way? It's to hold a cup because the ability to use the palm, proximo, is earlier than the fingers, which is distal. Okay? Meaning, all areas at the central areas of the body, muuna og develop, muuna og tubo before mudagan padulong sa kamot og sa tiil. So growth and development is proximo-distal. And growth and development is also from gross to refined. Just the same. I can hold a big crayon before I can hold the regular crayon. Mabitaw natay jumbo crayon or training crayons, jumbo pencils or training pencils before you use the regular pencil. Diba? That's the reason. Because growth and development is from bigger things before you learn how to hold the finer things. Which do you think would be developed first? The ability to hold a spoon and fork or the ability to hold a needle? Ano spoon and fork man? Because the spoon and fork is bigger than the needle. Meaning, it is gross, dako, padulong, fine. Okay? And you can see that, class, as an example from the development of your fine motor skills. You memorize your fine motor skills this way. 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12. Okay? You memorize 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12. 0, close fisted. 3, close open. 6, palmar grasp. 9, pincer grasp. 12, spoon and fork. Again, everyone. 0, close. 3, close open. 6, palmar grasp. 9, pincer grasp. And 12, spoon and fork. Again. Ready? 0, close. 3, close, open. 6, palmar grasp. 9, pincer grasp. 12, spoon and fork. And that is an example of proximo-distal. Again, let's memorize gross motor skills. Gross, the big muscle groups, meaning cephalocaudal. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, channel 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. How about your fine motor skills? 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12. Do you see? It's so easy to memorize. OB and Pedia is very easy after all. It will not take much of your time. It's very easy. Okay? Now, we go to developmental theories. And two of these theories that you need to master, class, are the theories of Simon Freud and Erik Erikson. Okay? The author of the psychosocial theory is Erik Erikson, and the author of psychosexual theory is Simon Freud. Now, to understand that, class, take note that both Freud and Erik Erikson are theorists of psychoanalytic theory. Okay? So ang pangan sa ilahang gistadihan nga concept, class, is the concept of psychoanalytics. And psychoanalytics, no, was the basis of the theory of Simon Freud and Erik Erikson. Okay? Let's begin first with Simon Freud. What did Simon Freud say about his psychosexual theory? He said, what is personality? Ana siya. He attempted to define personality. He attempted to define behavior. He said, unsa di ay na ang behavior? Unsa di ay na ang personality? Ana si Simon Freud, personality is the interaction between two aspects of a human life. Iyang gidefine nga ang personality kuno is the interaction or the interplay between two opposing forces in the life of a person. These opposing forces are the id as team number 1 and team number 2 are ego, and super ego. So our personality class, according to Simon Freud, is simply the product of the interaction or the resolution of the conflict between the id on one hand and the ego and superego on the other. To understand that, I'll give you an example. The id class is your pleasure principle. This is what we want. This is what you like to have and you like to experience. Imong bisyo, imong pleasure. That is the id. The ego, on the other hand, is your reality. This is your current state. This is what the world is telling you now, that this is you. This is what you have. This is what you're capable of. In other words, reality. If id is pleasure, ego is reality. Superego is morality or conscience. Okay? So it's your reality or conscience. Now, let's put that into application. Naa si Juan. Si Juan, gusto siya mupalit og Starbucks coffee. That is what is pleasurable to him. I will feel good when I have my coffee. No? I feel better when I have my coffee. And I feel so angry. I feel so katol nga mag-resits when I don't have my coffee. So here is Juan saying nga, para mag-good mood ko, para malipay ko, para nindot akong pamati, I have to have Starbucks coffee. That's what's pleasurable to me. Okay, now, what does ego tell him? Ingon ang ego, oy Juan, wa man kay kwarta. Saon man na nato pag Starbucks? Saon man na nimo maka-Starbucks dahay kang, wa man kay kwarta. Ingon din si Ed nga, ayaw pagbuot basta kay ganahan ko mag-Starbucks. Ingon si, unsaon lagi na nimo? Nga wa man kay kwarta. Ingon din si Ed, mangita ko diri pitaka or bag diri ini-greet them ani nila og nay bag mag-abli diri ako ning kuhaan. Kay ni-greet them to sila tanan dito ang bag ibilin diri. So nanguha ko dito kwarta para akong ipalit og manguha ko dito kwarta para ako ipalit og Starbucks. What does the super ego tell Juan? Ingon si super, up, bad na. Ayaw pa nga, what? Bad na. So there are three characters playing now. The pleasure telling you, I want coffee. By hook or by crook, I have to have my coffee. What does the ego tell you? Wa kay kwarta. Wa kay voucher. Wa sa kay mama. Wa jud ka. Wa kay kwarta. Ingon din super ego nga, bitaw, kanang puyo na lang dong kay manggid kay kwarta ka ng bad manggod ng mga wat ana sang super ego ingon sa say ay gusto man ko nya saon ta man eh. Who decides between the three? It's the person, and however you resolve your conflict becomes your personality. If that person chose nga mangawat, then you are a criminal. But if you chose nga dili na lang kay wa magyud koy kwarta niya bad man mangawat, then you are a contented person. That becomes your personality. So whoever we are right now is simply the interaction of these three different players in our lives. Ana si Juan, ingon si Juan, yati perti man gyung utoga lamia man gyud aning isoksok. Gusto siya makig-sexual intercourse. Gusto si Juan. Niingon sa si ego, saon man nimo pagsuksok wa man kay uyab. Wa man di masag kami niyo. Ingon din si mga bangko di ba manglugos ko? Alam. Ningon si super ego ayaw, bad na. Morality, ayaw, bad na. And however the person decides is his personality. So that's according to Simon Freud. Our personality class is simply an interaction between three players or aspects in our lives. The reality is ego. The id is pleasure, and superego is your conscience. Now, Simon Freud discussed further. He said, let's talk about id. Id, as we say, is about pleasure. This is what we want. Kapritsyo ni nato, ana siya. Iyang nabantayan class, nga buang nga di ay no, kani di ay id sa usa ka tawo, mag-matter di ay kung pilay imong edad, kay base sa imong edad, naa kay target sa imong lawas nga gustong i-gratify. Yan na siya. He said that our pleasure is focused on a body part which varies depending on your age. Kani kuno nga mga id pleasures are something that is sexual in nature. They are all may pagkabastos nga connotation. It has something that has to do with sexuality. Ang gusto kuno sa usa ka tawo, regardless of your age, has something sexual in nature. But the sexuality is focused on a particular body part. That's why, class, he called it, because it is of sexual nature, he called it as libido. So in simple terms, ni ana si Sigmund Freud, basta tao ka, bigaon ka. Ni ana si Sigmund Freud, basta tao ka, buhi ka, mintras buhi, magbiga. He called this libido. Now, the question now is, sige, butang ta, magbiga, manggit ka ng usa ka tao. Unsa man ang infant kung magbiga? Unsa man ang toddler kung magbiga? Unsa man ang preschooler nga libido? Unsa man ang school age nga libido? Unsa man ang adolescent kung magbiga? Mao nay gitubag ni Sigmund Freud in his theories. All of these answers, class, became part of his theory called the psychosexual theory. Mao nang nahimo na siyang psychosexual. Okay, now let's answer the question. How do infants masturbate? Okay? How do infants masturbate? Infants masturbate, class, or infants find pleasure in putting anything and everything into the mouth. Mauna nga ingon siya, basta infant ka o magbiga ka, ang imuhang lingawon, ang imong ba. Maunang gitawag niya og oral stage. So it is not unusual for us to see infants, class, actually thumb sucking. We see infants actually taking anything that he can hold and put it directly to his mouth. Tanan, ibutang yun na sa iyahang baba because that is how he masturbates. That is how he gratifies his own pleasure. Mo nang gitawag siya oral stage. Now, who between a bottle-fed and a breastfed infant gets more gratification? Kinsay mas malipay? Ang gipatutoy sa bibiron or ang gipatutoy sa tutoy ni mama? Be ikaw ikaw tanaw nimo unsa man? Nakasuway na ka? Ikaw. Ano kay bawo man ka? It takes experience to know, di ba? Ano kay bawo man ka? So class, nganong sa mama man mas malipay ang bata? Ikaw malipay kag bibiron or kuan? Di ba? Now, putting yourselves in the shoes of an infant, dili kay adolescent, infant man ta. Anong malipay man ang infant kung magtutoy sa mama? Because there is more action, because it takes more effort and more participation on the part of the child to suck the mother's breast. Remember, when an infant sucks on the breast, he does not just suck the nipple. He must suck the areola to get the milk he wants. Pero kung bibiron, ituwad na nimo, bisag wa pa na nimo supsupan, ni awas na. Nganong ingon ana man na? Because that's how it works. And because it's easy, malingaw baka easy to get. Di ba? Asa man ta malingaw, kanang gukod-gukuron. Di ba? Kanang naay challenge. So my point is, if we compare the sexual gratification between a child who is bottle-fed and a child who is breastfed, there is more gratification, more satisfaction in a child who is breastfed. Okay? Next, toddlers. If there's one word I want you to remember, class, about toddlers, these are our independent individuals. They are independent beings. They are independent individuals, meaning they know what they want. No? They know what is pleasurable to them. Kay balo sila kung sa ilang gusto. Okay? That's why Erik Erikson on his theory called this phase as autonomy. Okay? Toddlers to Erik Erikson has been termed as autonomy versus shame and doubt. Because indeed, toddlers are independent beings. Because they are independent, they know exactly what they want. I want to wear this for my birthday. Pagtanaw ni mama, Bongga nga party, pagtanaw ni mama, ang gisulob sa iyahang anak kay swimwear. Di mao. Unsa si mama, ilisi di na mao. Kay baw siya nga gusto siyang maghugas-hugas apil-apil dito sa plato. Pag sa kaniya ni unsa si mama, kanaog diha kay mga buak na. Kay baw siyang gusto siya mag-experience og hugas-hugas og sakyanan. Apil-apil. Muunsa si daddy, ayaw ka apil-apil diha, humanak og hugas ana ni nahugaw na hinoon. Magduwa siya, magkatag-katag. Sus, nagduwa na sa kanina. Hipusa. So as you see, ang toddlers lihok. Ang toddlers almost everywhere. Hyperactive. Ang parents po, ang mga maguwang po, magsigig badlong. And that is contrary to their nature. Because you know that toddlers, by their nature, are independent people. Gusto ko ani. Gusto ko ni. Yeah, sigihan silang badlong. Now, my question is, what aspect in the life of a toddler ang dili pwedeng mahilabtan ni mama? Ang dili makabuot ang bisan kinsa. It's on the aspect of the control of the anal sphincter. That's why, class, Simon Freud called this phase as the anal stage. And to be very technical about it, it's not about the lubot. Kung ang bata magduwa sa iyang baba, ang toddler dili na magduwa sa iyang lubot. Ang toddler, class, gustong i-control ang iyahang anal sphincter. Malibang ko, dili ko malibang, why magbuot na ko? Ako'y magbuot ani, di gyud kabuot sa mama na ko ani. That's the aspect in his life where he can exert much independence. And that's why anal control especially matters to him. Okay? That's why, class, because this is the anal stage, this is the best period to do your toilet training. Okay? Now, how about on the aspect of a preschooler? Okay? How does Simon Freud call the period of preschoolers? He called this phase as the phallic stage. Phallic or phallus literally means the sex organ. The penis in males and the vagina in females. So kung ang infant magduwa sa baba, ang toddler mag-control sa sphincter, ang preschooler magduwa sa loso o sa vagina. So it is not unusual to see girls playing close open, or boys playing up and down. They masturbate, but the way they masturbate is not the way we think it is today. Their way of masturbating is simply fondling with their sex organs because that is their way of exploring their sexuality. So if ikaw, mami, ikaw, daddy, pag-abli nimo sa kwarto na abtan nimo si Dodong, naglolo si Dodong. Unsa man imong buhaton, abtan man nimo sa kwarto. Ha? Unsa man? Go pastor, mana ka unsa man? Unsa man imong buhaton, pag-abli gini mo, mao gini mo natam halaka diha, nagbira-bira. Unsa man ko? Giyon sa man nimo imong luso di man elastiko. Unsa man imong buhaton? You divert the attention because sometimes, class, they may have abuse, no? Or murag nanubra rapod ang ilahang pag-explore sa ilahang self, no? But don't worry because their masturbation is not the one we think it is today. It is their own simple way of exploring luso bagyod ni. Vagina bagyod ni. That is the way they explore their sexuality. And simply because of that, this is the period of time na pinakahadlok ang mga preschoolers sa tuli. They are afraid of castration. Di ba? Magpabadlong ang preschooler. Ari kay putlan ti kagluso. Dagan gyud na sila nga naman because it matters to them. Mawad-an bagud kag kalingawan, no? To them, it is kalingawan. It's pleasure. That's according to Simon Freud. Okay? So preschoolers fondle their sex organs as a way of exploring their sexuality. School age. He called this as a latent stage. Why latent? Because Simon Freud has observed nothing during this time. Tanaw niya, murag wala may development diha dapita. Murag walay mga kausaban diha dapita. So that's why he called it as simply latent and simply a period of learning. Okay? Now let's go to your stage, to our stage, adolescence. Recorded. Adolescence. So, what is pleasurable to adolescents? Whether you tell me or not, I know. No? Adolescents feel extreme pleasure from sexual intercourse. Or, in the alternative, you find pleasure in engaging in serious relationships. Gustong makauyab. Ambot lang. So meaning to say, katong nakasuwag sexual intercourse, malipayon. Katong naay uyab, malipayon. Ang mga adolescent nga way uyab ug wa katilaw, ambot ninyo. Paro abi mo kay baw. Basta kay si Simon Freud, the way that an adolescent gratifies himself is being able to express his masculinity, being a boy, nga, ay, daghan kay kong chicks. Or babae nga, femininity, by, naadji na ibog na ko, bisan usa. Kay gwa na ibog na ko, ano, man ko sila rin, anak sa Ginoo, mo, anak siguro pa. No? But that is how we find pleasure as adolescents. Okay? Now, here's the twist. All of these are theories of Freud. Okay? And Erik Erikson was a student of Simon Freud. Maestro na niya si Simon Freud. And it was Erik Erikson who bashed Simon Freud. Ni ana si Erik Erikson nga, ay, professor, bati man ang imong theory. Di na mo apply imong theory. Nga naman, nganong ni ana man si Erik Erikson, class? Because, class, the theory of Simon Freud was developed, or it came to life by, kung sa research pa ninyo, inyong questionnaire, ihatag man na ninyo, no? Napansiran. Ang nanganswer sa questionnaire, kung thesis pa, mga buang. Mga mentally ill patients. But since this is a qualitative study, ang ilaha dili respondents, subjects ang tawag. So ang ilang mga gipang interview, ang ilang giobserbaran nga mga behavior are the behavior of those patients who were confined for mental illness. So niya na si Erik Erikson nga, di na maayo bro nga ang imong mga findings na develop from mentally ill patients, it cannot be made to apply among people without mental illness. Motong gibasyag pag-ayo ni Erik Erikson, and ingon si Erik Erikson, gusto kag tarong, daray ako ay. Dara akong theory. Psychosocial theory. So psychosocial theory came as a criticism to the theory of Simon Freud. And Erik Erikson's theory, as you would notice, class, is comprised of two words, na ay versus ba. Because a person must achieve the first battle before you go to the next battle, to the next battle, to the next battle. Meaning, for example, di ba ang infants niya, trust versus mistrust. Toddlers, autonomy versus shame and doubt. Preschoolers, initiative versus guilt. School age, industry versus inferiority. Adolescents, identity versus role confusion. Niingon si Erik Erikson nga, kinahanglan sa nini mo i-win ang first stage before ka mo go to the next stage. Meaning, as you are infants, you must be able to develop trust para adto na pud ka sa stage of autonomy inig-abot nimong toddler. You develop trust, class, when your needs as an infant are met. Every time gutumon ka, i-feed gani ka ni mama, you develop trust and see that the world is a safe place to live in. Kung ikaw inighilak nimo di ka pakanon, you will develop mistrust. Bisa natiguang na ka, na stagnant ka dito nga stage, and you call that fixation. Bisan tiguang na ka, sige gyapon kag duda nga, ay di nako pwede ibilin akong pitaka kay niglingi nako nawagtang na. Okay? Ay di pwede nako ibilin ako ang motor nga ang yawi kay balik nako wa na. Pero katong mga tao nga taas kay trust, they can leave their motorcycles with the keys on it. They can leave their cars without being locked because they develop trust. But those people, on the other hand, are those people who develop mistrust because the moment their needs arise and the needs are not met, they develop mistrust. So kinahanglan kuno nimo i-conquer ang usa ka stage before ka move on sa next stage. Otherwise, kung Let's say, adolescent ako, unya, wa pa dyan ko mahuman sa trust versus mistrust. Bisang adolescent ako, naapan ako ang mistrust and we call it as fixation. Okay? So remember the theories of Erik Erikson? Okay? Remember their names. I will not be discussing that anymore as this will be more enhanced when you have your discussions in psychiatric nursing. Okay? Next. Now we go to infants. Okay? Oh, infants naman ta ganina pa. What we have to go to now is to answer the question on how do infants play? Okay? Infants play class solitarily. Okay? Infants play solitarily, meaning they play alone. Okay? They do not need somebody else to play with them. They are okay if they play alone. Binlan lang na ni mobile din ha, okay na sila. Binlan lang na ni rattles din ha, okay na sila. Even without somebody else playing with them. Okay? So generally, the way an infant play is called solitary because they play on their own. And you're supposed to memorize this, all of this. Why? Because it has already been asked in the board exam. When do you play peekaboo with an infant? And the answer is 10 months. That became a question of the board exam. Eat bulaga, peekaboo, 10 months. And that was a 2022 board exam question. Now, what are the different solitary plays of an infant? Let's memorize this all together. When I say one, you say sounds. One, sounds. Two, bright lights. Again, one, two, three, you play with your hand. You call this class as hand regard. Kana maganaan, alam na sila sa ilang kamot. You call that as hand regard. Okay? One, two, three, four. What do you need? You need space to turn. Okay? You need space to turn. Again, one, sound. Two, bright lights. Three, hand regard. Four, space to turn. Five, you play with rattles. Six, what do you used to play during sex? Ulo na amo? Kahoy lagi to sa amo. Dildos are made of rubber or silicone. So what is best to play at sex or 6 months, para di lang mo kalimot, is rubber toys. Nga naman, remember this, at 6 months, the first tooth erupt. Magsakit na ng gums, kay mubuto ng unang ipon, and para mawala ang kasakit, magpaak-paak na sila. Maubita na magsige nagpaak-paak, moingon dayon, ay dinan, aniya. Kung si dina, nagkalibanga kuno, kay nagdina, o nagkagid-kagid ang bata, kay dina, kay nagipon. Ngano ingon na naman na? Because kung magipon ka, sakit imong gums. Ang habol, bisan hugaw, ang bisag unsay makuptan, paakon, because of the discomfort in the mouth, maunang naay mga diarrhea, naay mga kagid-kagid, but it has nothing to do nga kung magipon ka, moturok ang mga samad. Magipon ka, magkalibang. Dili. It's the hugaw that you get from putting something into your mouth because of the discomfort. So what's best to give on a 6-month-old? Rubber toys. So that's why during sex, you play with? Paano mo ha? Sige, balik. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. During sex? Okay. Kanang Channel 7, di manggit ko ganahan anang Channel 7. ABS-CBN, manggit na nga mo. Diba? ABS, manggit ta. No? Ayun, lagi ko parehas tag-edad, adolescent. Nakaabot man tas rivalry between GMA and ABS. Magtanaw ko GMA, di ko ganahan. May ngon ko ibalhin gud na sa ABS. Unsa man English anang balhin? Channel 7 atong so they love to transfer objects at 7 months. Okay? Inig 8 months, ganahan silang mga duwaan nga lain-lain og texture. Nay ka na mga sharp, nay mga smooth, no? So, unsa Bisaya anang sharp? H8? H8. H8. So, at 8 months, you play with H8. Okay? 9, you cruise. Kana kaning maglatay-latay. 9 months. 10, peekaboo. 11, you walk around. And at 12, you play with nursery rhymes. Basic. Okay? Let's start. Solitary play. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. During sex, channel 7E, Pa8. Textures, 9. Cruise, 10. 11. 12. How about the language? What are the words that an infant say? A. Atu, yuku, meaning, that's cooing sounds, no? Mura kayo nakakita si mga yaw, nari mo yaw. So at 2 months, yuku. During sex, what do you say? Dito? Yung narinig ko, no? Spunk me daddy. Spunk me daddy. Choke me daddy? Unsa man? Harder daddy? Unsa man? What do you say during sex? Depende, no? Kung kanang pinahimutang, kung medyo kanang kamaw-kamaw, oo. Kung murag ka ng murag hangul-hangul, pinahanag. No, my point is, you can say oo, uu. Mao na siyang 3 classes of partners. So, aron di mo makalimon class, this is 6. This is 6. And you see letters? Oo. Okay? So, at 6 or at 6, you say oo. At 6, you say you say uu. Pasig na mag-answer of spunk me daddy. Identification ra ba ni? Okay ra kita tong multiple choice. Bantay bitog naa din ha? Harder daddy. No. Now let's go to 9 and 12. What's the difference between 9 and 12? At 9 months class, you say 1 word with 2 syllables. At 12 months, you say 2 words with 2 syllables. But at 9 months, they do not actually mean a thing. They can call daddy as dada or even mommy as dada. So when they say dada, it could refer to tita, mommy, daddy, meaning they are non-specific. Okay? It only becomes specific na dada for daddy, mama for mommy, no? Na baby for a younger baby, only at 12 months. So tuku, 6, oo, uu. At 9 months, you say dada or mama, and at 12 months, you say mama and dada. Okay? Now, when do you give your solid foods? Solid foods class are given as early as 6 months. May I introduce solid foods earlier than 6 months? The answer is no. Okay? So when we give solid foods, they must be given at 6 months. Because when solid foods are introduced at an early age, it could actually cause, number 1, obesity. You know, breast milk is balanced milk. Unya, ang kanang solid foods, ikaw bayay magbuot, pilay imong ipakaon. So you might overfeed, which can cause obesity, compared to breast milk, which is fully balanced milk. So giving it earlier can cause obesity. Giving it earlier can cause kidney problems later on in life. Nganong magka-kidney problem ang class? Because imo namang gi-child labor ang kidney. Remember, any protein that you give is to be metabolized and excreted by the kidneys. So if I give a 4-month-old child egg, itlog, 4-month-old, manok, 4 months old, who will have to excrete the uric acid or the waste from these proteins? Iba, it's the kidneys. 4 months old. Are your kidneys good enough to do the work? Not yet. So you traumatize your kidneys early on. Mauna siya nga later on in life, pwede kang magka-kidney problem. Okay? So obesity, kidney problem, and number 3, allergies. It can cause allergies. I am very guilty with this. Nga naman, class. You know my eldest son, who is now 15 years old, no? But he's as big as these people here, no? He's a basketball player. My son, siya ramang good na usa apo, both sides. So grabe ka pinangga. So we have stocks of stick o mga ingon ana mga kompleto sa balay. And because he loved, when he saw stick O, I gave him one. When I gave him that stick O, he was 4 months or 3 months yet. Ayan, kuptan, anak. Dakuon gid siya nga bata. Yeah. Ayan, kuptan, iyang gikaon. Ay, kamaon naman day mo kaon, wala naman day extrusion reflex. So okay ra, kasi kaon siya, anak. Until later on, mahibong me, every time muhatag mig chocolate, mag-rashes na siya. Muinom siya sips of coffee, mo red na diri niya tanan, anak. Meaning he became allergic to anything that has cocoa or chocolate. Why is that? Because I introduced chocolate to him earlier than 6 months. Unsa may nahitabo, anak, sir? Less than 6 months, manggod class, ang imong immune system is not yet fully mature. Unsa may trabaho sa immune system? Di ba siya man ang moingon nga maayo ni, dili na maayo? Kung dili na maayo, ato na siyang suklan, muhimo tag allergic reaction. So since less than 6 months, the immune system is not yet fully mature to recognize kinsay kontra, kinsay dili kontra. And unfortunately, katong chocolate, paghatag na ko niya, his system recognized it wrongly as an allergic reaction or as an allergen. So na-register na sa iyahang blood nga basta nay kokwa, mo react ko this way. That's why until now, every time mukaon na siya og chocolate, mag-rashes gid siya. So what I did was to do sensitization, meaning gagmay-gagmay lang yun until eventually maanad na ang iyahang system, and now kaya na niya. But growing up, class, he was really deprived of chocolate kay grabe yun ang iyahang rashes. Nga nang ingon ana man na, because his immune system has reacted wrongly to the chocolate because I gave him chocolate before his immune system was mature. Okay? So, solid foods are to be given at 6 months, not earlier than that because of those 3 reasons I told you. And the moment you introduce solid foods, class, take note of this. Very important. When you introduce your solid foods must be given at a one food type per week frequency. Meaning, Monday hangtod the next Monday, dapat itlog ra gyud. The next Monday, dapat chicken ra gyud across the week. Dili na siya pwede, class, nga Monday itlog, Tuesday manok, Wednesday squash, Thursday patatas, Friday nag-rashes ang bata. Akong pangutana, pag rashes niya pag 5 days, kinsa man ang hinungdan sa allergy? Di mo kay balo. Di man buka kaingon nga ang patatas kay nabayatay delayed allergic reaction. Di mo buka kaingon nga si squash or si chicken or si itlog. So how do we determine whether or not a person is allergic to that food? We give him one food type per week. Kung wa siya mo react across the week, meaning he can tolerate that kind of food and he is not allergic to that. That is the reason why we introduce our solid foods at one food type per week. Lactose intolerance. Maybe I discussed lactose intolerance already previously. So just remember, class, that when we say lactose intolerance, this is a case where the patient lacks the enzyme lactase. And because of the lack of lactase, di niya ma-digest ang lactose, na kay mga gastrointestinal symptoms. So here is the table of an infant. So this is 1 year, but for purposes of Erik Erikson class, an infant is one whose age is from 0 to 18. Only for purposes of Erik Erikson's trust versus mistrust. But all others, Freud, development, when we say 1 year old, infant yun na siya. 1 year and 1 month, that's already a toddler. But then again, for purposes of Erik Erikson, up to 18 months. Okay? Freud says oral. Erik Erikson says trust versus mistrust. And the play is solitary. We are done with this. Unsa man ang fear sa usa ka infant? He is afraid of strangers. And remember, solid foods are introduced at 6 months. And you know when the first tooth erupts. Remember? 6 months. Okay? And what is the most common cause of accident among infants? It's falls and aspiration. Okay? And the most significant person to the child, is the mother. Now, as to the weight of an infant, remember, class, the weight doubles at 6 months and the weight triples at 1 year. Remember, our life begins at 30. What's the maximum weight? 3.5 kilograms. So how much weight do we expect as the maximum normal weight of a 6-month-old? It must be 7 kilograms. Kano man, times 2 naman siya at 6 months. Inig 1 year niya, ang 3.5 i-times 3 na po na siya nimo. And on the matter of height, during the first 6 months, ang mutaas sa bata is the upper body. And the next 6 months, ang mutaas sa bata is the lower body. So this is the infant developmental stage, including Freud and Erik Erikson's theory, as well as solitary play in infants.